All right, so I teased at the beginning of the show we have a special segment at the end, and that special segment will be joined by our friend Omar, the commissioner of our Big Dogs Fantasy Football League, of which CJ and I are competing for the championship. Well, I'm not officially locked in. As long as like Brock Bowers and a defense doesn't outscore Bijan Robinson by like 50, I should be good. So fingers crossed that I keep my position, but I'm very likely onto the championship against CJ, who, by the way, had a dominating performance in the semifinal. But let's bring Omar in. Omar, welcome to Boyers Not Ballers for the first time.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Longtime listener, first-time guest. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited as the commissioner of the Big Dogs Fantasy League to have the Boyers Not Ballers finals matchup. We are so excited. Henry does have to finish off Nick tonight. So it's really Henry versus the hubris of man.
Nicky Numbers, friend of the show. Oh, man.
Hopefully Sarah's not a listener. My goodness.
Cameron Brink. Slow down, fellas. Cameron Brink.
So that was crazy. What a start. What a start. Yeah, so Nick and Henry were battling in the championship.
Semifinal.
I played Herschel. I respectfully I beat the shit out of him. But Omar, walk us through the league right now. How's the league been?
The league, for those who are on the outside looking in, the Big Dogs Dynasty League. This is its inaugural season, an 8-man Dynasty PPR league. We went with a full 20-man roster, so the teams are exceptionally talented. CJ and Henry were two of our highest, I believe, high scorers 1 and 3 throughout the course of the regular season. So two of our playoff finalists. And in our first exciting week, I mean, CJ's team just went unbelievable. Every time you open the app, there was another touchdown for this man. Truly preposterous. This man has the oldest team in the goddamn.
Oh, man! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Who let Nick Sullivan in here?
Henry's gonna have to finish off if he wants the chance to face his co-host.
Bosh! What's up, Nicky?
The missus is making a right Chinese right now.
How the hell did you get in here?
CJ invited me on.
Listen, the Boschweilers, they support the McBonkies, okay?
I gave CJ my nod of approval and wished him the best next weekend. He is the full Boschweiler army backing him going into the championship.
Wow. Oh, man, he's got the Boschweiler behind him. I might be cooked.
Yeah, I mean, after he absolutely trounced Mickey Mouse Fraudulent FC, I knew it was over. I feel
we've
honestly,
got to talk about your consolation match too coming up after this, but let's let CJ get this word in here first.
Well, folks, real quick, our dear friend Herschel, who I did not invite to this call because he's a successful lawyer, is probably working right now. He was the 1 seed, but there were a lot of fraud allegations from the jump. He had the points against, he had 200 less than like everybody else, and I beat the shit out of him. I mean, Devontae Adams cooked, Allen cooked. Jahmyr Gibbs cooked. James Conner cooked. A.J. Brown cooked. It was a tough for Hirsch. Hirsch is a good player. But
I was in last place, and I had more points over the course of the season than Hirsch did in first place.
We called him Fraudulent for a reason, basically.
Ashton Genty sweepstakes, baby. Here we come.
But Nicky in particular wanted to beat Hirsch, and now he has his chance in the consolation matchup. But Nicky, be honest with you. How are you feeling today after your matchup with Henry's squad, the Sheens and the Sheenettes, or whatever they're called?
I'm just really bothered that I lost to Henry because I had a damn good team. It was just the luck of the draw. I didn't feel good going into it. I was irate that Fraudulent FC got the 1 seed and you got to face him. Any of us would have smacked him this week. It's just really bothersome now. going into third place. Just got to smoke that rat.
This is what Big Dogs Fantasy is, Omar, right? This was the vision
Yeah.
that you had for it, right?
This is the vision. It's just this. It's parlays that go nowhere. Everybody's getting personal on each other's team. Patty's taking it personal when you call Marvin Harrison Jr. a bum. Whoever did that in the chat, it's hard to keep up.
Wait, Omar, walk the audience through the parlay punishment.
So, the Big Dogs Fantasy League, we don't have a season-end punishment. What we do is that the lowest scorer of each week is required to place a parlay with odds of plus 1,000 or better. So on a $5 bet, you got to win 50 or more dollars. And these bets can get too outrageous. We've gone 5 to win 900, 5 to win a few $1,000s. And a portion of your winning ticket is going to go into the pool that gets distributed that the two hosts here are going to be competing for. Now, was there a single parlay one? No, there was not.
Really buried the lead there.
Amongst the big dogs, there was not as much ball knowledge as we had hoped when we had concocted this fantasy punishment plan. But it has led to some compelling near hits. I want to note that I did go 5 for 6 on college football championship weekend. If only Boise State and UNLV had scored more points, that would have been a nice little addition to my weekend. That was a wedding weekend too, so it would have been nice to actually make some money that weekend.
Also would have been a nice addition to CJ and I's bank account, perhaps.
Yeah,
yes,
so
for one of you.
what are we playing for here? What is the pot? What do
So
we
the
got?
winner is going to win 300 US American dollars. Runner-up is going to take home the remainder of the pot of $120. Now, it is worth noting that Henry did win entry fee back for scoring the most total points over the course of the regular season.
Gosh.
Boo!
You can't boss yourself. That's my thing.
Wait, Nicky, tell the listeners what Henry called his team on Tuesday. Or Monday. Let's hear it.
Henry called them a demon roster.
Gross. Gross.
My demon roster is really gonna win this week. Said something like that.
Disgusting. Really
Well,
gross.
did the demon roster come through? Did Tyreek Hill come through? No, but did everyone else on my team come through? Yeah.
Chase
Yeah,
Brown having
absolutely.
2 touchdowns was
smoked me.
despicable. For the record, folks, Henry said his roster and Nick's roster were the demon time rosters. The McBonkies were left off that list, and we remember, okay? We remember.
Josh Allen Merchants.
Wow. Okay. So we brought Omar and Nick on here as well because it's the Boyers Fantasy Championship. We got to make this thing interesting.
Yes, so as the commissioner, I'm going to put forth a few proposals for additional side bets on this championship week, and then I want to open it up. So it's going to be a 2-week-long championship series, so at the end of this first week, you've still got another chance, which means it's going to be wrapped up after Christmas, right around New Year's. So the first proposition would be sometime
Nice,
in
we're
the New
taking back
Year's.
Christmas.
The first proposition will be that as soon as it's possible in the new year when everybody returns from their holiday trips, yes, holiday trips, Nikki, how you like that? If CJ were to lose, we're going to need a video of CJ. We're going to need a podcast episode of CJ in the LeBron James jersey, talking up LeBron James and sipping Lobos tequila. And if Henry is the loser, we're going to need Henry decked down in as much Celtics gear as CJ can muster, drinking Jameson whiskey and talking up the revolutionary ideals of one Joe Mazzulla.
Missoula Ball. I got to be a Missoula
Missoula
Ball
Ball.
stan.
You have to be a Missoula Ball truther. I want you like Martin Luther on the podcast.
I like that idea.
That is the
95.
first.
Hold on. Ready? My 95 threesis.
I have to beat this guy.
Come on,
So-
folks. Come on.
So that's one idea.
So
What
that's
else
the
do we
first
have?
idea. The second idea, similarly to this, where we'd get some video content, but it wouldn't necessarily be a podcast episode. Same idea with the jerseys. However, this would be for a playoff football day. Loser wears the jersey and is the other one's butler for the games. So that would be grabbing beers, waiting on the winner, and we would get some solid content on that. Maybe wild card weekend or for the conference championships. Or NBA All-Star weekend. Some sort of event that we can sort of wrap it up in a day.
I like the Butler bet. I like that a lot.
So those are the two commissioners' proposals. Commissioner will now hear proposals from other ranking members.
I have one quick proposal. If I win, I get to take Seb for 2 weeks.
No.
And if Henry wins, he takes Joey Swass for 2 weeks. I feel like that's a fair trade.
That's a lose for me. You think I want to just
Henry's?
I think if Henry loses, he needs to play NBA Blacktop 3v3, 3 LeBrons, but he has to play as 3 Kihei Clarks.
I can't stop until I get a win.
Exactly.
I love that idea as well.
And you have to have a Lakers LeBron, a Cavs LeBron, and a Heat LeBron. You got to do the old.
Even better.
And then does the
And
game
you
even
could
have
do
Kihei
you could
Clark?
do Kihei Clark UVA and Kihei Clark Shanghai Sharks.
I kind of want to combine that idea, and then for me it'd be like what
O'Shea Brissett.
No, you're gonna have to find a video game that somehow has Joe Girard in it.
Oh, what are you showing me?
Jason Tatum 1-on-1. How about that?
Oh yeah.
So, I propose we do that as because it's 2 weeks of play, so there should be 2 things at stake. I like that idea of the blacktop, Nicky's idea, and I like the Butler bet.
I don't think Kihei Clark is actually in any video game for basketball. The very
not.
small chance that is the case.
It should be the worst UVA player and the worst Syracuse
agreed.
player.
Kyle Guy definitely.
Kyle Guy
game
retired,
against-
brother. Kyle Guy's
he
not in the league
played.
no more.
But he played.
Kyle
It
Guy.
doesn't have to be. Yeah.
I think Kyle Guy could be it. So Henry's really locking in on like the legitimacy of it. Fine. So I think the Butler bet is in. I like the blacktop bet. I mean, you guys can all come and place bets on how we're gonna do.
Yeah, how many games does it take to win?
Henry, do you agree to these terms, or do you want to sweeten the pot more? Do you have an idea?
I like the Butler bet. I'm fine with the Butler bet. I'll do the Butler bet for sure. When you said jersey at the beginning though, so do I have to like wear a Gronk jersey? If didn't you say that like
I'll bring you a Tatum jersey.
I could do that. I could wear a Tatum jersey. I couldn't wear a Paul Pierce jersey. If you had one of those,
We could also
Why?
do that Celtics jacket I have.
Oh, true. Why wouldn't you do a Paul Pierce jersey?
because I hate Paul Pierce.
Okay, that's super fucked up. More motivation for me, baby. More motivation for my team.
But I gotta say, there are some folks, there are whispers, the outskirts of the league that are saying this league was rigged to get an all Boyers championship, that there was massive fraud in places like Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. There was some incorrect point tallies around the Falcons, around the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cardinals, some people were saying. A lot of fraud allegations out there.
You bring those allegations to the commissioner and I'll declare martial law. We'll get them handled.
Thank you, President Suk, or whatever the South Korean president's name was. I'm really excited. I think this, for the first year of the league, is just absolutely fantastic for the content. It could not be better than the podcast co-hosts facing off against each other instead of like, if we were to get like a Herschel Joey Swass, that'd be like the lowest rated fantasy football championship ever.
The NBA Cup of Fantasy Champions.
Yeah, that would be like the Pistons Spurs NBA Finals. Meanwhile, CJ versus Henry is like Warriors Cavs 2016.
So
Verbal meme, Shane Gillis, gun in his mouth.
So real quick in closing, the Butler bet is on for sure.
Yes.
And there's no limit to how you treat the Butler, correct?
I mean, you can't physically abuse your butler, but
Can I verbally abuse the butler?
depending on the level of public exposure, perhaps.
Does the butler can the butler travel? I think yes. The butler should be able to leave the confines of where you are.
I think what I had envisioned was the butler would be going on inside, like we would host for a game of sorts. I think butler in a bar is a little bit awkward with other people.
Yeah,
Butler
it would be
in
a
the
bit
home
overkill.
for just. I think that AFC NFC Championship, just from the start of the first game until the end of the second game, but nobody else gets to have the butler.
Okay.
You the butler has to go get you food, get you drinks, wait on you and such.
Like if I were to be like, CJ, I want like a protein bar from the corner store, like go get me one. That he would
we'll
have
have
to do
to-
that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fine. Boyers are butlers. That's the bet, folks. That's
Boyers
the
are
bet
butlers.
Right there. But hey,
Virtual handshake on it, see?
virtual handshake,
Virtual
buddy.
handshake on it. Let's do it.
Now, Nicky, if he beats me, I might need to call a meeting of the 5 families. Got to get this guy whacked. All right, I'm not showing up to work. All right, so we'll discuss it. Go a little Oh, if I win, I'm gonna order so much Chinese. And
CJ, permission for you to bosh if you beat Henry.
thank you, sir. Can I do a quick bosh now, just to
Yeah,
grant?
of course.
Bosh. Thank you very much.
Bosh.